Welcome back everyone. Today we are looking at the best and worst P2P lending platforms for November. If you've been following P2P Empire, you know that the quality of a platform's portfolio really impacts your return and how quickly you can access your funds. When a platform is performing well, you're more likely to get the returns they promise. But platforms that don't perform well or are not transparent about their performance should make you reconsider. Now, portfolio performance is important, but it's not everything. You also need to stay updated on news about your platforms and keep an eye on new investment options to find ones that fit your risk level. Remember, this video is not investment advice. It's here to help you make informed choices. Alright, so let's get a quick look at the best and worst performing platforms this month. Mintos, Estate Guru and PeerBerry are the biggest, with the most funds under management. For Mintos, pending payments went a bit down last month, but there is still money stuck with lenders in suspension. They also added new loan originators from the UK and Estonia. Just so you know, we are focusing here on loans in notes. Mintos does not provide performance data for other investment types, so we don't consider all the assets under management in our monthly reports. This month, Estate Guru hit a record in defaulted loans. This amount is close to 136 million euro right now, up 7 million euro since January 2024. The CEO hoped to recover 48 million euro this year, but they have only managed to recover 6.83 million, about 18% of the goal. They wanted to lower the default rate under 100 million euro, but with defaults still increasing, this looks unlikely. Even though they are no longer issuing loans in Germany, Estate Guru has more defaults than recoveries. And while they try to present a positive image, the reality is quite different. In contrast, PeerBerry's loan book looks strong. They have lowered funds in recovery from loans affected by the war, and this shows that the group guarantee from PeerBerry's partners is holding up better than Estate Guru's mortgage-backed loans. They reduced recovery funds by 3.3 million euros since the start of the year and are actively adding new loan originators and updating investors on real estate repayments. One small downside with PeerBerry is the auto-invest feature. With more demand from investors and fewer available loans, the auto-invest doesn't always get your money invested quickly. It's better to invest manually in the primary market, especially in the mornings on business days when new loans are listed. Now, in terms of portfolio performance, Robocash, Escated, Indemo, InRental and Fintown are the top platforms. They don't have defaults or pending payments, which keeps your liquidity strong. But keep in mind, not all of them have a long history. For example, Indemo's loans are expected to last about 2 years, but they have been only operating for 1. Platforms like Robocash, however, have been around since 2017, giving them a more solid track record. If you're considering these top-performing platforms, that's a smart move. Just remember to dive into our reviews, check their financials and understand their history. Don't rely solely on the performance numbers they report. Looking closer, Robocash and Escated show a decline in their outstanding portfolios, which could mean that their lending partners don't need as much funding, leading to cash drag for investors. Meanwhile, Indemo, InRental and Fintown show portfolio growth, which usually means good loan availability and faster fund deployment. Indemo also reported its 4th debt repayment this month, with returns of 15 to 33% for investors. Fintown also has some solid options with investments from 12 to 18 months and interest rates between 9 and 13%. Income Marketplace has increased its outstanding portfolio and informed investors about a repayment moratorium for Click Cash until the end of November. However, this update was only shared in a newsletter, not on their blog. It would be helpful if they made this information available to everyone. Capitalia lowered its funds in recovery with additional loan repayments, while Profitus saw a slight increase in recovery funds and appointed a new CEO. CrowdPeer's portfolio decreased slightly but held steady on funds in recovery. Lande managed to grow its portfolio, and Debitum also increased its size with bonus incentives for investors. Debitum recently announced it has raised 100 million euros since 2018, but it's worth noting that the original founders raised 17 million without fulfilling most of their promises. Where that money went remains unclear, but you can be certain that all of it did not go into the development of the debitum platform as initially presented. The Latvian regulator did not investigate as the platform was previously based in Lithuania, seemingly beyond its jurisdiction. For conservative investors, this raises serious concerns. FIDO's blog recently provided updates showing a decrease in recovery funds, although about 19% of its portfolio is still non-performing. For Heavy Finance, some data was missing this month due to a bug on their website, and Reinvest24 has not updated investors since the summer, which isn't great for those affected. Many platforms provide limited data, which makes it hard to make data-driven investment choices. Lending Market reported growth in its outstanding portfolio, but did not clarify how much is in extended loans or pending payments. Monster also has not shared much information, keeping investors in the dark about non-paying lenders. So that's the November update on Europe's best and worst platforms. You can see that even the well-performing platforms are facing challenges with scaling up, which can lead to cash drag, and platforms that are struggling often try to attract investors with selective marketing and big bonuses. As an investor, it's smart to read carefully and be skeptical of marketing from platforms that are not fully protecting your funds. If you found this video useful, hit the like button and subscribe so you do not miss out on next month's update. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.